taken up seriously. And the governors should try also to meet with their senators so that these things are being ironed out. On this note, I'll now hand over the issues, the remaining program on the agenda to the MC who will direct us from starting from the next one, which is item 13. If you look at the program, item 13.
Thank you, our dear distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic, and of course, as retired but not tired General of the Nigerian Army. In creating the heavens and the earth, and all that dwells within and between, the Almighty never had to consult anybody. After all, He's omnipotent, omniscient, and merciful, one whose actions are beyond being questioned. The Almighty's wish. We're here today, being the 26th day of the month of December, the year 2024, for the launching of the book titled Mr. Project. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, and other senior citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, while adopting the already existing protocols, it will be good to note that we're here to celebrate the fulfillment of His Excellency's solemn pledge to the people of Kebbi State. Your Excellency's distinguished guests, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, holding the traditional title of BIRNIN, has, of course, performed wonderfully as a governor of a state. Let's give him please a round of applause, please. Your Excellency has done very well. While I was conversing with a friend, Alaji Abakar Sadiq Fakir was telling me that in Kebbi State, there was, of course, a spike in the internally generated revenue of for the people of the state, with emphasis in transparency and accountability. Equally, of course, there was a multi-billion naira effort to help the people in conveying to Saudi and other places. Congratulations, Your Excellency, for this gesture. Equally, distinguished guests, in the area of education, His Excellency did tremendously well, as many schools were renovated, some are upgraded, and of course, new facilities for schools at all levels of education were being done. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, in charge of urban development, upgrade of urban centers, giving BIRNIN Kebbi a befitting status as a state capital. We say a very, very laudable achievement in that regard. Equally, in the area of health, it knows no bound. Of course, billions were spent in this regard. Of course, in agriculture, fertilizer and other input were so provided with a view to boosting food production. This is among other tremendous and laudable achievements so performed by His Excellency, the Executive Governor. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, may I straight away go to the next thing on the program, which is inviting a true Nigerian. He is a renowned academic with all necessary paraphernalia needed in the role. An intellectual extraordinary, he has made a tremendous contribution in the field of English language and literature. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a professor of English at the Usmanu Danfodio University, Sokoto, having published numerous articles of reputable journals nationally and internationally. He is a highly respected figure in Nigeria and even beyond. As an international figure, he is known for his scholarly contribution, public engagement, and commitment to promoting education and cultural development in Nigeria. May I so invite to the stage and down to the restroom, certified and qualified personality, Professor Bello Dodum Bada, our guest speaker for today's occasion. Professor, you're welcome, sir. You are blocking the academic giant, the academic guru. Let's give him a word of applause once again, ladies and gentlemen, please.
The executive governor of Kebbi State Dr. Nasir Idris, your guest from the city of Brabisco, Professor Baba Gana Omar Zulum, Your Royal Highness, the Emir of Argungu, who is always very, very active when it comes to religion, culture, and administration. Former Governor of Kebbi State, distinguished Senator Muhammadu Adamu Aliru, representations from different places. When I was invited to come and say something, the security man there barred me. He stopped me from coming. He said it was Professor Bello that invited, not you. So I told him perhaps because I am not as giant as Kabir giant. Then people told him, that is a prof. So it is really very, very interesting. The Executive Governor, Kebbi State, I sincerely wish to congratulate you. I have been teaching in the university for more than 40 years. I have never seen a situation where a book is written, a professor will write forward, a professor will be the reviewer, then a student of literature will also be the guest speaker. This is the first time I've seen this. This is something really very, very great, the Executive Governor, sir. I'm sure for anything that is not serious, you cannot convince Professor Zulum to write the forward. For him to write the forward, it is really great. You cannot convince Professor Lawal Ahmadu to do the review. He is a lawyer, highly respected, is a Vice Chancellor of Rehan University. Today, they are here doing the job because Kauram Gwandu has done it very well for Kebbi State. I know some people entertain fear. What is Bello going to say? Is he going to fash a boy? Or is he going to say what he sees? The reality is this. Sir, I congratulate the organizers of this particular occasion for doing very well, especially Engineer Ahmad Farouk, MD Nama, Kabir Giant, and many others. For Engineer Ahmad Farouk, I'm not surprised. Dan giwa ni, and mai kama da shi ake bota. He is my nephew. I'm really highly impressed with the organization, with the quality of the job that has been done. The reality is, we just have to accept what it is. God gives power to whom he loves. Nobody can force God. God brought Auram Gwandu to be the executive governor of Kebbi State, even though in the first election, PDP had 3 senators and many members of House of Representatives. Then came Auram Gwandu on the ticket of APC as the executive governor. Many people thought, what would he do different from his own elder brothers? Today, we are witnesses of what the Auram Gwandu could do. Thank you, Auram Gwandu. I came here on Monday. I refused to allow people to know that I've been here. Even today, I granted 1 hour interview for Nagari FM. At the end of the interview, they asked, we learned you will be coming for the launching of the book. I said, I have already been here. So, on Monday night, I wanted to go to Kebbi. The driver was driving me from Kamba Hotel, where I was trying to hide, not knowing that kidnappers could also be there. I came to the first roundabout. I passed where I was supposed to take my way. Then the second roundabout, I was telling the driver, please come back. He said, sir, is this not your town? I said, it was my town, but now it has been seized by Aurangondu. BIRNIN Kebbi now belongs to Aurangondu. Aurangondu is BIRNIN Kebbi, and the BIRNIN Kebbi is Aurangondu. So I said, it took me time before I could walk through BIRNIN Kebbi town in the night. I said, so that is why now I find it very, very difficult. But I told the driver, don't tell anybody, I'll tell the story myself. National Quranic recitation competition is going on in BIRNIN Kebbi. I attended a meeting yesterday where coordinators from about 30 states of the Federation were holding a meeting, and it was narrated. Then it was only getting to the end of November that the National Committee, in a big dilemma, something that for this is the 39th edition, a big dilemma because Nigeria was always represented in the last 39 days at international Quranic recitation competitions. Normally, at the end of every competition, applications would be brought by different governments, and the one would be chosen. Last year, it was done in Yobe, and there was no application for the hostel. And from all indications, there would be no national competition, 39th in Nigeria. Saudi Arabia next year would be waiting, Egypt and other places, there would be no Nigerian participants. The National Committee thought there could be only 2 governors in the northern state who could be approached. Perhaps they would do the good work. First, they mentioned Dr. Nasiri Idris. Second, they mentioned Professor Babagana Umar Zulum. One from northwest, the other one from northeast. They said these 2 people would save the situation for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were not able to contact Zulum, they wanted a leadway. For Dr. Nasiri Idris, they contacted me. I said I would not talk to him. I said, go and see actual Dr. Nasiri Idris. You would meet the man, then you would tell me the story. By the time they met him at the end of November, first of all, he apologized to them. He said, you people, professors from Osman Danford University, I have high respect for you. Why did they delay you without bringing you to see me quickly? Sorry for that. He appointed a committee. He invited members. He said, go and meet. Inshallah, budget or no budget, international national competition will be held in BIRNIN Kebbi. And today it is going on. About 33 states are being represented. Do the good work. First, they mentioned Dr. Nasiri Idris. Second, they mentioned Professor Babagana Umar Zulum. One from northwest, the other one from northeast. They said these 2 people would save the situation for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were not able to contact Zulum, they wanted a leadway. For Dr. Nasiri Idris, they contacted me. I said I would not talk to him. I said, go and see actual Dr. Nasiri Idris. You would meet the man, then you would tell me the story. By the time they met him at the end of November, first of all, he apologized to them. He said, you people, professors from Osman Danford University, I have high respect for you. Why did they delay you without bringing you to see me quickly? Sorry for that. He appointed a committee. He invited members. He said, go and meet. Inshallah, budget or no budget, international national competition will be held in BIRNIN Kebbi. And today it is going on. About 33 states are being represented. At the same time, this occasion is going here. He did not do this for the sake of anybody. He did this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you know, surprisingly, the next person next year could be Professor Babagana Umar Zulum. Some of them met him in Abuja. He said, I'm ready for you. Next year, inshallah, it is even going to be in the budget. And now Zulum is here to rejoice with us, to be happy to see the project of Mr. Project. We are really happy with that. I don't like to take much of your time. one important thing I always like, which you will not find in the book, is the humility of Dr. Nasir. I'm happy about it. The way he respects his elders, the previous governors of the state, respecting them highly, and that's why you find them even where they don't attend the occasions, they try to send strong delegations. He maintains that relationship. I so much like it that I admire that. I think last time even the Sultan of Sokoto mentioned that. This is very good. Another issue is he made the state secretariat that was started by a governor of Sokoto state, I think from 2007 to something else, and was later abandoned. He has now completed that particular secretariat. This is commendable. It is a terrible culture of some of us that when we find projects done by our predecessors, we try to abandon it. We want to do something for ourselves alone. No. Continue. It is already money of your own state has been invested. And now, if you don't do it, you abandon the project, it is your state that will be the loser. And the upward review that will come in some other places. So you always find this. So you see, it's not only a matter of doing projects, it is also a matter of good humility. Kebbi State is unique in its own place. It is only in Kebbi State, in the whole of northern Nigeria, where you have emirates headed by people who were governors previously. The emir of Zulu was a governor, the emir of God was a governor, the emir of Yauri was a vice chancellor, the emir of Arungu was a cabinet member, a commissioner, and they have their different cultures, their understanding, bound by their own religion. Dr. Governor Idris, he knows how to navigate his own ship in this particular terrain. He maintains a good relationship with them, with the respect. So it is sure, inshallah, by the grace of God, I'm happy Zulum is here. He sees what is happening, because Zulum is one of the most respected governors in Nigeria, not only in the northern part of Nigeria. Highly respected, and university professor said this is very good for us, at least a good representation. So, if you look at it, it's not only a matter of building roads, a matter of making this. I realize there is also a very good harmony. When Dr. Idris won election, before he was sworn in, Kabiru Giant called me and they told me that inshallah they would expand the road going to Nepal. They would expand the road going to the market. I said, Kai Kabiru Giant, where would you get the money? Now within 1.5 years the project has been completed. It's not believable. Sometimes we lose confidence in our elected officials, especially the politicians. But now you are restoring our confidence. You are restoring confidence between the leaders and those who are being led. Thank you so much. I have kept you and I kept on talking. You know, university teachers love to talk so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's a clear demonstration of what the combination of foresight, planning, and frugal deployment of public resources can do in just a little over 1 year in order to produce a catalogue of projects that are of benefit to the people and the economy of Kebbi State. The book, Mr. Project, is equally a very good compendium of reference for projects undertaken by His Excellency, Mr. Project, during the 1.5-year administration of his government in Kebbi State. The book both serves as evidence of development accomplishments as well as historical records for posterity to check on the state of public works done within the 1.5-year period of your administration. In reviewing a book, it is important to give some bibliographical information, what the book is all about. We're all going to have copies at the point of lunch. But it is good to give a little bit of information so that when we pick the book, it's very easy to go through it and discern the information in the book. The title of the book is Mr. Project. The target personality is His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, Dr. Nasir Idris Karangwandu. The foreword is written by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of BIRNIN State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum. The author is Mr. Abubakar Muhammad. The publisher is New Global Communications Limited, Abuja. The year of publication is 2024. The place of launch is here in Kebbi, BIRNIN Kebbi. The book is made up of approximately 206 pages. The book is edited by Professor Sani Ahmad, BIRNIN Kebbi, and the book is reviewed by my humble self. If you pick the book, Mr. Project, it is divided into four different parts. The first part of the book deals with the early life and educational accomplishments of His Excellency, starting from where he attended his primary school, where he did his Quranic school, where he did his diploma, where he did his HND, and where he did his postgraduate qualification. And more importantly, in this part of the book, we're going to realize that he's also been awarded a doctorate degree. He began his career as a teacher, then became the state chairman of NUT, where he left outstanding legacies in different facets of work and life of NUT. Later on, he ascended the chairmanship of the NUT, where again he exhibited outstanding leadership qualities. Its leadership and philanthropic attributes are only evident when one reads the book or directly relates with the individual himself. His upbringing led him to be an outstanding contributor to community development and progress. In recognition of these valued traits, he gained extensive national and international recognition and is a recipient of many titles. It is therefore not surprising that he is also now an astute politician. Part 2 of the book discusses the achievements of His Excellency. If you were to count numerically the projects, it will be very difficult to commit them to paper. But I will give you an indication of what projects were covered. In 1.5 years of governance, he had executed projects in electricity improvement, modern infrastructural development, education, where most of us are very passionate about, agriculture, health, information dissemination, religion, sports, culture, and security, just to mention a few. To appreciate the impact of these projects on the lives of peoples and their communities, I invite you to kindly pick up a copy of the book and read it. In my humble opinion, there is no substitute for reading the book, Mr. Project. This is not only to believe in what is said, but to also realize what in practice is there on ground. Part 3 of the book, I will be very brief. Part 3 of the book deals with other developmental activities, general welfare, politics, and even the contribution of His Excellency's dear wives to the development of Kebbi State. Hajia Zainab Nasari and Hajia Nafisa Nasir Idris. Their roles in women empowerment, health, maternal care, and generally in uplifting the standard of life of the less privileged and vulnerable members of our society are very commendable. These sterling qualities of selflessness should be imitated by all willing people and other aspiring philanthropists. The last part of the book, in summary form, the last part of the book gives a brief history of Kebbi State and its 4 emirates. And I'm glad to see a representation by our own respected traditional institutions. This section of the book depicts the importance of history and culture of the people of Kebbi State to the development of the state. More importantly, by reflecting on the lofty position of the emirates in Kebbi State, the book, Mr. Project, showcases the high level of unity and cohesion in all the 4 emirates and in around the state. This solidarity and unity of purpose provides the recipe for peace and development. Another significant aspect of the book in part 4 portrays the rich cultures of the Emirates and the people of Kebbi State. It is no doubt why His Excellency enjoys the cordial support of traditional rulers and institutions, who also value his qualitative governance. This is evident by the fact that His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, Dr. Nasir Idris, is himself a title holder. As Kaurangwandu. In conclusion, I have no doubt that the 1 year and a half of governance of the state by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, Dr. Nasir Idris Kaurangwandu, is already written in gold. His passion for the progress and development of Kebbi State and its people is unsurpassed. This governance primer will continue to support the development of Kebbi State. It is also without saying that this trajectory of governance can only be better as time goes by. The book, Mr. Project, is therefore a befitting tribute to His Excellency. This gathering today, those watching at home and all the peoples of Kebbi State send their kudos to you and to your administration for the 1.5 year period of socio-economic and developmental achievements. May Allah continue to provide guidance and support to better the infrastructure, lives, and well-being of the people of Kebbi State. Before I just take my seat, let me just relate a personal experience of why, when I was approached to write the review, I undertook it. When I saw the title of the book, I can personally confirm that the title fits the personality in 2 ways. One, it was His Excellency's government that gave the first approval ever for the establishment of a private university in Kebbi. the Ministry of Higher Education gave us the approval. Without the approval, even if we had got the approval of the NUC, without the Kebbi State approval and endorsement, the university could not have been set up. So that gives me a clear indication of the perspective of development by which His Excellency takes matters very seriously. The second and more personal point I would like to relate was, when the university was established recently, His Excellency constructed a befitting road in front of the university, and that provided the main access path to the university, linking the university to the two major roads in the metropolis. And incidentally, on that day, when His Excellency came to inspect the construction, I was in the office, but we were not informed. And that also gave me a clear demonstration that the project to construct the road in front of the university was done for the benefit of the people of Kebbi State, and not for any other reason. So on that note, I would invite you, after the other aspects of the ceremony, to please have access to a copy of the book, avail yourself of it and read it. Different religions have their own primer of life, but for those of us who know the Quran very well, the first word of the Quran is what? Ikra, read. And I invite you to read the book. Thank you.
Idris, and I have a poem titled Mr. Project. It is impossible to speak of greatness without paying tribute to the warriors whose resilience bond for generations. Men whose foresight guided the development of nations and those who contributed to the development of Kebbi State. I cannot speak of such men without speaking about the giant of this town. A man who has unveiled the strength hidden in our spine. A man who demonstrated that so much can be achieved in such a short time, and that Kebbi State has all it takes to truly shine. Tun daga kallon sakar zuma an san zaki ya tabbata. And from the position he held, mun san tabbas za a rina. Don babu wanda ya kai malami gina al'umma, so it comes as no surprise that now under the leadership of a teacher and former chairman of NUT, every day in Kebbi State a new project is launched. From the groundwork of new infrastructure to the empowerment of communities, groundbreaking initiatives, youth inclusivity, and a strong commitment to education, Dr. Nasri Idris Kaurangondu has transformed lives and redefined possibilities. Feel it. Ba abun mamaki bane idan iska ya kada. For even the soil feels the change in this new dawn. The road to Kebbi State shines brighter than the stars, paving the way for a greener future for all citizens. All thanks to the stallion from the pages of history, a man with high regard for tradition and so much ambition. My ilimi dan nagada, this comrade is a true son of the soil, a man who doesn't lead with fear but with kindness, commitment, and a vision to eliminate all fears. Kora Abdullahi Ngondunifa, a man whose presence commands attention and whose generosity knows no bounds. Aminin Baba Gana Zulum, Khadimul Islam dan kwarai mai yi wa al'umma gata, gwarzon daular Usmaniya, ya daga tutar jihar Kebbi, hatta 'yan musabaka sun ce kauran Abdullahi Gwandu ya nuna musu gata. And as Dr. Kabiru Sani Giant said, His Excellency is a true patriot and a gentleman of visionary action. Today, we unveil his achievements and celebrate this story of greatness, of reconstructed roads, bridges, and a future that extends beyond skyscrapers. Let's bask in the soothing ducks of greatness with certainty that as long as Kaurangwandu remains, Kebbi State shall be defined. Ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate the man, the leader, the champion of education, the lion, the transformative governor, the capacitated comrade, Kebbi State superhero, Mr. Project, the humble giant of equity, king of equality, all hail His Excellency, Dr. Nasir Idris Kauran Gwandu. Thank you.
Sako ne daga jagoran tafiyar siyasar Kebbi wato Dr. Kabiru Sani Giant. Kuma taken waken bakana shine a cikin shekara ɗaya. Sa'annan kuma na sadaukar da wannan waken wa ilahirin masoya mai girma gwarzon daular Usmaniya da suka samu halartar wannan wurin. DJ. Suna maganar kwazon shi, sannan suna maganar aikin shi. Jinjina dole ce ga Kauran Gwandu, ka tafi sarkin aiki, shi in banda Kauran Gwandu. Kuma da mini wanda gwamna na ka kwana zaune don damuwar al'umma sai kuma in banda Kauran Gwandu. Ku faɗa mini wanda gwamna na ka cire biliyoyin kuɗi domin a yi gyara ga jiha ta yi kuma in banda Kauran Gwandu. Ku faɗa mini wanda gwamna na bayan ya ba da aiki ya bi diddigin aiki don tabbatar da cewa an yi matalakawa aikin da ya dace. Gwamnatin Kaura ta sha daban da saura don ko su masu adawa sun san gaskiya wallahi don duk adawan mai adawa ya san in har babu yabo a halayya tai to lalle babu fallasa sarkakiya makwantar zaki Dr. Nasir Idris Kauran Gwandu a cikin shekara ɗaya ya gyara jihar Kebbi ta koma kamar Abuja sabbin ayyuka sababbin dokoki.
The willingness to prioritize people need have been defining future of the administration. The book to be launched now highlights his philosophy of governance, transparency, accountability, and inclusivity. His vision for Kebbi State is the need for a community where every citizen has equal access to opportunity. The resources and the environment open doors for development. His Excellency's achievement in various sectors like education, health, agriculture, works and housing, urban renewal, potable water supply, youth, women, and the empowerment of physically challenged persons, as well as infrastructure development, have set a new benchmark for governance in the state. As such, organizers find it imperative to launch this book for the benefit of good people of Kebbi State, Nigeria, and the global community. At this juncture, may I invite His Excellency, former Deputy Governor of Kebbi State, in person of Alhaji Muhammad Suleiman, National Organizing Secretary, General Kebbi, to come forward to initiate book launch. Their Excellency.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyil karim. Our humble governor, the people's governor of Kebbi State, Comrade Dr. Nasir Idris Kauran Gwandu, Gwarzon Daular Usmaniya, Chief of Kebbi, my brother, the Khalif Governor of Borno State, Governor Professor Umar Abdul, the Deputy Governor of Kebbi State, Distinguished Senator Umar Abubakar Tafida, the representative of the Governor of Zamfara State, the former Governor of Kebbi State, Distinguished Senator Muhammad Adam Aleru, the Governor has served for 2 terms as his deputy, the chairman of the occasion, our father, Major General Senator Muhammad Mugoro, retired but not tired, the Speaker, House of Representatives, our leader, the Deputy National Chairman North of the All Progressive Congress, extremely delighted to stand before you to perform 2 functions. One, representing the Honorable Minister of Budget and National Planning, the former Governor of Kebbi State, Distinguished Senator Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, who is unavoidably absent
He is flying in Saudi Arabia for two trips, for two purposes. One, to lead the delegation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to Riyadh, and also for a spiritual purpose. I tried to get him on phone, but incidentally his phone was switched off, but we spoke with him early morning today. That he has already left Medina, coming to Mecca to perform Umrah later this afternoon, I believe. By the time I called him home over here, he must be performing his Umrah. But however, I sent him for him. This is an occasion that does not need too much talk. It's a launching of our book, titled with a project dedicated to our amiable governor, the Aurangodu, titled with a project. The previous speakers have said it all, particularly Professor Bello Bana, who is an academician but has recognized the book and identified with the Aurangodu of the Laudable project, people-oriented project that have done to the people of Kebbi State since he assumed office as the governor of Kebbi State in the last 18 months. So if I done in the university can testify to the good thing that Aurangodu have done to the good people of Kebbi State, what more of me, the politician and national organizing secretary of our great party. Congratulations, Dr. Nasser Idris Aurangodu, for achieving this feat within 18 months. No wonder they said the birds that flock together, and that's why you have invited our brother, who is also the person that has delivered so much within the last 4 years and coming into his second term in office. Sometimes we in the National Secretariat we wonder where did the professor don't go his money to do the laudable project that he is undertaking in Borno State. I am my brother, the elected governor of Borno State with the sum of 50 million naira. I want also, on behalf of the Honourable Minister, congratulate the organizers.
I'm here to represent 3 governors. My humble son, the governor of Borno State, the governor of Niger State, and that of Zamfara State. I want to use this opportunity to announce a donation of 50 million naira each for 3 of us, amounting to the sum of 150 million naira. Because we cannot donate higher than the chief launcher. No, sit down. So the chief launcher has donated 50 million naira. And that is why we decided to benchmark our donation to 50 million naira. Otherwise we could have given more. Salam alaikum.
Ya so a ce mai illo ya daga daga miliyan 50 da mu shawo amma da wai
National Organizing Secretary, my former deputy, the chairman of this occasion, Major General Muhammad Magoro, retired.
Let me join previous speakers by saying, not tired. He is always looking very fresh. The representative of the governor of Zamfara State and that of the Niger State, the SAG, sorry, I forgot to mention my colleague, distinguished Senator Shehu Kaka, who is the youngest senator in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also an SEN, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. You know what that means when it comes to lawmaking. the Deputy National Chairman of All Progressive Congress, my former political party. Governor Idris served for only 18 months, but he has accomplished so many projects within a very short period of time. Some of you might wonder why I personally came here. Well, let me tell you that my relationship with Governor Idris dated back to 2004-2005. When I was governor of Kebbi State, my tenure was characterized with acrimony, tension, and disharmony between workers and government. And what I did was to look for somebody who can bring peace, who can bring harmony between the government and the labor. And I found that in Governor Nasir Idris. So to me, the first project he did was to bring harmony to the government of Kebbi State between the workers. Now let me go in what is happening now in Kebbi State. I went around in Kebbi. I saw so many projects going on. Street lights, urban renewal, as somebody has said, roundabout that were done by the previous government, now demolished, modernized, and it's so befitting. I also visited the state secretariat that was abandoned for no reason. Governors, when they came into power, they always try to bring their own projects instead of completing what they have inherited. Governor Idris, immediately he came into power, he mobilized the contractor and continued with the state secretariat that was awarded by a previous governor, that's Governor, if I remember, Sayyid Nakingadi. And within a very short period of time, that secretariat has now been completed. Not only that, yesterday I was in Abu. I saw the expansion program that is going on. Very, very impressive. And the way Abu is going to be is just like what BIRNIN is. Mr. Governor, I urge you to extend the same development to other major towns like Yaoundé and Zulu, and perhaps even beyond. I was also in Kebbi State University of Science and Technology. Some of you could recall that for over 10 years, graduates that graduated from that university could not receive their certificate simply because money has not been made available for their competition. Let me say that Governor Nasir Idris has made available the money prepared by the university for the first convocation ceremony ever. And I hope Professor Zulum, the governor of Borno State, will be there during the convocation ceremony. But we want you to be there, and I urge our governor to invite you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, politics is different from governance. Governor Idris has distinguished between politics and governance. He has won election. Now it is time for governance. He has sunk political differences, and that's what politics should be. Once you come into power, you embrace everybody, and the state becomes your own. The MC has mentioned one thing. When I became governor of this state, I only had 5 local governments. But because of the way I embrace everybody, by the time I finish my first term, all the 20 local government council chairmen come to my party. Governor Idris, I'm not saying you should do this, but I don't want you to kill my party. But governance means embracing everybody, unify the state with the purpose of development. And when I received this invitation that I should come and witness the launch of this book, I read about it, Mr. Project, and it's about the development of Kebbi State. It's not about politics. So I immediately decided to be in Kebbi to witness this occasion. So I'm very pleased to be here. And on behalf of my colleagues, Senator Yahya Abdullahi, who is unavoidably absent, he is in Sokoto for a very important event, and the government equally wanted to be here, but he couldn't get a flight. We are donating the sum of 50 million naira for this project. Lastly, I commend the organizers of this occasion, and I ask the governor to continue doing what he's doing, concentrate on projects, go to every nook and cranny of the state and embark on projects. Once you do this, you won't have any problem. Assalamu alaikum.
You know, you always say you always happy where he's coming to give assistance every day, an hour by every hour by the hour. Alhamdulillah, we thank God for that. I'm standing here to give in my own modest contribution of 50 million, you know, for this for the launch of this book. Thank you so much.
I'm going to take the sum of 50 million naira. Am I right? Okay. Yanzu nan kuma ba tare da lokaci ba za mu gayyaci former minister Attorney General ko shi ko wakilinsa, sannan wanda bai zo wannan wurin for one of time an ɗauke mishi protocol bayan gaida mai girma gwamna sai ya je direct ya bada hamsin contribution nasa.
Haka ne isa na ga Alhaji Boto mana ya taso na zama girma ya ɗauko su da dama wanda gudunmuwa ce daga mai girma tsohon ministan shari'a.
Because of time, the honorable minister, the honorable former minister and the commission of education, Abubakar Malami, who have wanted to be here physically. In fact, he had come earlier, but circumstances and other challenges have led him to go back to Abuja necessarily. That's what we need to prevent you here. Abubakar Malami asked me to tell this together that he is part, he considers himself part of every bit of success and associated 100% with this achievement making last 18 months of your administration. That Abubakar Malami is involved in many, he's executive planner, is the only person who we have more happier than himself. He said everybody who's so good, and today our person good, he was really want to be happier than any other person. Abubakar Malami is much happier than today's occasion. He has to tell the book, writers of this book, he said this book will have been Mr. Project Phase 1, Part 1. To have been Mr. Project Phase 1, Part 1. That at the end of this term, we'll have Part 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next phase should be Phase 2. Then we'll have also the project Part 1 up to Part 4. What we'll have at the end of the day, we'll have 8 volumes of every year achievement of His Excellency, the National Honorable the State Government of Kebbi State. Having said that, of companies: Azul Table Water Limited, Abbas Caliber Natural Limited, Rehan and Azul Establishment. He said he's launching 10 books at the sum of 5 million naira. He said I should also announce the members of his family. They are buying 5 copies of Mr. Project Phase 1, Volume 1, 5 copies at 5 million, at 2 million naira. He also said that Rehan Bustan, which is an agro-allied company based in BIRNIN, Kebbi, he said all the successes recorded by His Excellency during the past 18 months, there are projects that are economically viable to Kebbi State. There are projects that are to enhance and facilitate economic growth. He said as an investor in Kebbi State, as a business concerned person, Rehan Bustan is buying also 10 copies at the sum of 2 million naira. I hope you are recording very well. Abaka Malami also know he has established a radio station. This radio station is with the objective to enlighten the people of Kebbi State to know how to embark on self-reliance, support the economic development of the state, mobilize people to shift from internet to the status of economic hardship. He said that's what that radio station stands to achieve in Kebbi State, and it continues to do that. And the station is buying 5 copies at the sum of 500,000 naira. Is also buying 5 copies at the sum of 500,000 naira. Then Abbas Caliber Construction Limited is also launching 5 copies at the sum of 500,000. Then lastly, myself, the governor, and I want to protest with the compiler of this book because there's an aspect of the governor when they are highlighting his background that they could not highlight. That is this adolescence period. His adolescence period. We are on the same level with the executive governor. We are in the same table in his secondary school from class 1 to class 5. We know a lot that can be reflected in that book which you are not getting, and you cannot even reach out to know. Anyway, I'm launching 2 books of Mr. Project, Phase 1, Volume 1, at the sum of 1 million naira.
This morning, I was in Kebbi, and I have gone through the governor, and I've seen all the good projects that he has done. This is an indication that, inshallah, there will be no vacancy in the year 2027 in the seat of the Common House of Kebbi State. And let me also use this opportunity to commend distinguished Senator Alero, who has witnessed this very important occasion, and for the words of wisdom that he has said so. If you could remember what he said in his last statement, he said that inshallah, continue doing what you are doing, and inshallah, all things will be equal. That means His Excellency, inshallah, based on what he has seen, will ensure unity and harmony among all the people of Kebbi State before the year 2027, and ensure that there is unity among all of you. And he has said it all. There's difference between governance and politics. But what is the end result? The end result is to ensure growth and development of Kebbi State. If you have seen the growth and development of Kebbi State, I believe the entire structure will be collapsed, including PDP, APC, and all other parties, in order to bring one very important person to the seat of Kebbi State. I want to advise people of Kebbi State that there should be no development without peace, and there will be no peace without development. And therefore, I want you to support His Excellency the Governor of Kebbi State because of his humility, because of his integrity, and because of his generosity. Above all, because of the number of projects that he has been delivering to the good people of Kebbi State. I'm here not because he's my fellow colleague, the governor, but I'm here purposely because of his credibility and because of the good work that he's doing in Kebbi State. I want to assure him and the people of Kebbi State that inshallah, my humble self will be available whenever I'm invited by His Excellency to come and witness such kind of projects. Long live the people of Kebbi State, long live the government of Kebbi State, and long live Nigeria. Thank you very much, and may God bless all of you. Salam alaikum.
State House Assembly, on behalf of our 24 members of Kebbi State House Assembly, we donated 30 million to these organizers. So on behalf of Kebbi State Speaker, we want to thank the official organizers of this very important occasion for their initiative, for promoting good governance, and for encouraging our leader, our governor, to continue performing his duty within the state. We thank you very much.
This contribution of 5 million naira it's a show of appreciation and sincere thanks to His Excellency all that we've enjoyed in the last 18 months. We thank you very much.
And myself, I'm donating 10 million.
Honorable Commissioners, 50 million naira.
Thank you very much. The former minister, Alhaji Buhari Bala, the representative of former minister, please come forward.
With the greatest respect, I wish to adopt the established protocol. Inshallah, on behalf of my family members, which have about 5 categories, please permit me to announce their donation. On behalf of Ahalin Abdullah Gwandu, nearby Abdullah Gwandu Nevu, with the General Muhammad Ilyas Bashar, the area of Gwandu, 10 million naira. On behalf of Ahalin, the 3rd area of Gwandu, Ibrahim Khalil, 10 million naira. On behalf of the families of the 10th area of Gwandu, Malam Umar Bakatara, 10 million naira. On behalf of Angela Diman, Rahada Gwandu, Malam Halim Umaru, 10 million naira. On behalf of families of Majidadi, Umar Labaraha, 10 million naira. And on behalf of families of my father, Yanusu Umar Majidadi, Umar Labaraha, 10 million naira. And on behalf of the people of my ancestral home, Gwandu Town, 10 million naira. And on behalf of yet another
second home. The home where my father was born, where my great-grandfather was born, Lahatown, 10 million. Thank you very much. The total, I think it should be about 80 billion. Thank you very much. I will buy each copy 500,000.
MashaAllah, and congratulations for that.
Ibrahim Babudu, 10 million naira. Dr. Usman Tunga, 10 million naira. Yakubu Balate Fida, 10 million naira. Ibrahim AI Suru, 10 million naira. Bello Nahaliku, Amiru Zuramawa, 10 million naira. Abubakar Kanazuru, 10 million naira. Katika Yauri, 10 million naira. Abubakar Chiga Daukua Aura, 10 million naira. Honorable Kabiru Tukura, 5 million naira. Garba Rabiu Kamba, 5 million naira. Garba Umar Uba, 5 million naira. Honorable Sani Noma, 2 million naira. Honorable Mansur Jega, 2 million naira. Honorable Sani Sukoko, 2 million naira. Honorable Bello Ibrahim Mohammed, 2 million naira. Shatima Ngwandu, 5 million naira. Buro, Umar Buro, younger brother of His Excellency, 5 million naira. MD ZBCC, Adamu Husseini, 15 million naira. Dr. Bello Bese, 10 million naira. MD Musa Hamid, our brother who lives in Saudi Arabia, he pledged the sum of 20 million naira. Samai Lamabo, 5 million naira. Senator Balada Allah, 5 million naira. Hussein Kanjiwa, 2 million naira. Almuyari, 1 million naira. The chairman of board of Kebbi State, 2 million naira. Board members of PWA, 1 million naira. Sahabi Safale, 2 million naira. Murtala Wali Jega, 500,000 naira. Farouk Ukuru, 500,000 naira. Sorry please, I omit our brother Honorable Tanko Sunu, Minister of Humanitarians, 5 million naira. Abubakar Ingila, 2 million naira. Sahabi Lolo, 5 million naira. Zayanu Sanka, 2 million naira. Hassan Altine, 500,000. Malan Aladi,
10,500,000 for the purchase of 10 books. Not